Yeah, hello everyone. We are the girls for now. We wanted to try out a podcasting just to see how it will go. So, hello, I'm Nora with red hair. And then we have the other girls with pink hair.
Hello, I am Lulu Deluxes. I'm actually a non-binary. Thank you. I am the best bitch in town. Thank you.
Wha-
And I'm VQ.
Whatever you say. And then we have the
VQ
last
of Norway.
VQ of Norway. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all from Norway here.
Yeah.
So this is just a try out episode. We just want to see how it goes. So
Because we really wanted to do the VTuber thingy. It's
and
fun.
the podcast thingy. And we wanted to try some different topics. We have like a whole list of things
We have
want
a
to
bunch
talk
of
about.
stories though.
It's a lot. But we thought, okay, let's try out with something safe, something everyone knows something about. So we made our own top 9, top 10 lists of animes of all time for us. And this is the first anime I ever watched as an anime, Vampire Nights. which is vampire themed. It's a high school thing with uniforms and the whole fantasy paranormal thing, and with the two angsty boys. They're two.
Your VTuber thingy disappeared.
I know, I see
Yeah.
that. I'll try to fix it. So that's the one on top. Let's see. How I do that? Do any of you want to talk about your first, the first anime on your list?
Okay, I can probably. My all-time favorite, like I always recommend this one. I always tell about this one. It's Neon Genesis Evangelion. And I know you guys have heard about it because I can't stop not talking about it.
I watched it once. I didn't like it that much.
But I usually push people to actually watch the series and then watch the movies because there's so much with the series. And I know it's slow in the beginning in the series and it's easier to watch the movie.
It is.
But it's so good and it has a different ending and it has so much meaning in it. I just love everything about Neon Genesis Evangelion, and I never thought I would actually like mecha.
I don't mind mecha that much. I don't mind mecha that much, actually. But the mecha animes for me are usually like kind of meh or halfway boring.
Yeah.
Because there's either too much action without being enough plot around the action, so it's kind of meaningless, or it's a ripoff of Evangelion.
Yeah, true. That's why you watched the original.
Basically. And I watched the first season. I didn't like it. And then I was forced to watch the movies. And then UVQ forced me to watch the last movie when we met a few years ago, and I'm still confused. I don't get it. I like animes and read books and stuff like that where I can kind of piece the plot together, or you kind of try to figure out what is actually going on behind the scenes. You have to read between the lines. I still didn't get Evangelion. It was just not for me.
If you watch the movies and the whole thing, you will actually understand it all. Because of the newer movies, you have to actually read the manga too.
Does anyone understand the whole Evangelion though?
Yes!
No.
Does anyone?
Yeah! Just let me be to me.
Don't lie to me.
Well, end of Evangelion is very special.
It's a symbolism. Just it's not full of symbolisms or full of symbols that represent things. It is a symbolism, just the anime in itself.
The anime series has a lot of like crosses and such, and it has a deeper meaning. You just need to actually give it a chance.
Yeah, well, from what I've heard, you have to watch it like 3 times or something to actually enjoy it or appreciate it. And No, I barely got through the first season. I don't know how I got through the first season, and then
I just want to watch
I
it to
was
get the Kaworu.
Yeah, the gayness. Okay, that is my top one, or yeah.
The first on your list at
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
With Eva though, you either love it or you hate it. There's
Yeah.
no in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you watched it, you either love it or you hate it. So,
All
okay,
right.
Jack,
Yeah.
you
I guess I will go now. This is mostly for nostalgic purposes.
all of these are.
I mean, I am still really hooked on this series after years after it was done, and that series is Inuyasha.
Yeah.
It really meant a lot for my childhood, just because it was one of the first animes I was introduced to, besides Pokemon and Digimon and all of that stuff. It was more mature and had a better story, in my opinion, where you have to follow this modern girl, end up in feudal Japan, and have to fight against demons is together with a half demon, and then falling in love with him, and then drama ensues because he's also in love with another woman, and whoa, it's kind of cliche, but also very, very cool. And
Wait, what series is this?
Inuyasha.
I was Inuyasha.
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
I said it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. I was like, you were just going on describing the whole plot, and I was like, okay, but which? Trying
No,
to
I
figure out
heard
the
you.
It's
anime.
not really
Is
the
it
whole plot. I mean,
Inuyasha?
it's a
But
lot of other things to it.
I
It's
mean,
not only
adult
the
theme.
name, you know. It's not a face, mom.
It's not a face. Don't fucking test me. No,
Just
wait, that's the wrong
watch me
emoticon.
rolling.
This is the
Just
right
watch me
emoticon.
rolling
Don't
my
test
eyes.
me. Ah! Don't test me. This is this is this is my I'm not even the creator of this, but this is my child. Don't touch, don't ever. Okay, that's my number one. Moving on.
Yeah.
I liked Inuyasha. I watched Inuyasha. It was I think I watched it like when I was the year after. I was probably 15 or something. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. Guess I don't
I
remember
love
a
it.
lot from it.
Don't compete
I
with
don't
my
really
love.
remember a lot from it though.
I remember
Ah,
so much.
it's
Like, I
fine. It's
loved the
old.
white-haired girl, and I actually
It is
loved the
so.
monk.
Oh, Miroku, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so my next one is RN High School Host Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that is
Yes.
one of the funniest, best animes I've watched till this day. It's just hilarious. It's just well, now we know what you like about it.
Well, it's a very harem thing also.
It's a reverse harem.
Yeah.
And I remember actually when I was younger, I have a half older sister. She's like 6 years older than me. Oh wow, she's 30 now. Wow. But I never see her anymore. And I usually would see her like once every year or every other year or something. And I remember her or one of my cousins watch it during Easter break or something one time. And then years later, when I actually got into anime, I just saw this poster with RN High School Host Club, so I watched it, and then the twins came, and I was like, I remember these, I remember that. So yeah, when we all have our favorites, I think of the boys.
Yeah.
I like the twins, but I like
The twins.
I can't remember the name. I can't remember the names though. But you know the smart guy with the glasses. He's my
Yeah.
favorite. Or the
Kyoya.
really, or yeah, and it's Kyoya. Or the really tall guy who also has dark hair.
Yeah.
Mori.
Who's silent? Mori senpai. Mori senpai and Kyoya
Yes.
senpai are my two favorites of them. Not just because they have dark hair. Oh, so I love it. It's just hilarious. I
It
love the
is.
humor there, and I like that they don't mind the whole or that the main person how do he it doesn't care if she's a boy or a girl. That she's a human being and she's a girl, but she doesn't care if other think she's a boy, and she just kind of dress how she wants, and she doesn't really care about stuff like that, which was very refreshing when I was a teenager.
Yeah, I actually have
And kind of
Oran
watching
written
an
on my
anime,
list as
actually
well.
thinking about it openly. Yes. So everyone thinks the plot is she's an honorary student. She on a scholarship at this very rich school, private school where everyone is rich, like millionaires and billionaires, and they can do almost whatever they want. And they only train to become leaders, and there is a host club there. Of all the club activities there's guys who have made a host club, and she breaks a vase, a very, very expensive one, and she has to pay it off. So she has to be their lapdog basically and buy stuff for them and just make this to pay off the loan that or everything she owes them, the debt. And then and then the other girls there kind of thinks she's charming and she becomes a host, and then and she still has to be a host because the main guy kind of falls in love with her without realizing it. But he says he's her daddy the whole time, which is a whole nother thing. And he doesn't exactly realize that it's a sexual daddy. But everyone else knows it. And she
Isn't
hates it.
Kiaya the mommy too?
Yeah, and Kyoya Senpai is the mommy of the group. So he's just kind of accepted the fact that he's called mommy.
Yeah. I remember one of the outtakes videos where they were recording Kiyoya voice actor saying, "Give it to me, daddy," or something, but not in a sexual manner. And the voice actor was just like, "Oh no, do I really have to say this?" It was fun.
Okay, we talked about this one a lot. Let's go to the next one.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is
BQ.
another all-time favorite. It's from my childhood actually, and it has made a remake recently this year, and I'm super excited about that.
Is it Fruit Basket?
No, it's
Oh, that was a
Shaman
few
King
years ago.
actually. If you ever heard about Shaman King.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wait,
So
I have
I'm actually gathering more and more episodes so I can
search it up.
watch more
You
than
got to search it up.
yeah. So the Shaman King is actually there's every 500 years there's shamans that can command spirits in combats and such. And I just freaking love that series, and I can't remember that much about it because it's been so many years since I watched it last. But I'm excited to watch the new one. Yeah. And I loved the
I've never watched it, but I've heard about it.
I think I watched some of it. I think,
I
but I
loved
can't
the
really remember
main
anything about
character.
it.
He was
I just
so
recognize
cute.
their faces.
The main character is actually kind of engaged to his childhood friend. And
Engaged? How old are they?
They are very young, but she's so prepared for marriage with him. Nothing is gonna stand in between their way on that one. You should watch it. It's very good.
Child marriage!
Yeah.
Well, this anime was a Netflix original. Jesus Christ pronunciation. And I think it came out in either 2017 or 2018. It's called Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I love Devilman Crybaby. I think the character development is kind of shit in some characters doesn't have a lot of characters to them, and just it just like it doesn't really go too emotional in some aspect with, for example, the main character's parents, but the aesthetic, the colors, and
Oh,
the
I love the
visualization
artwork,
of the story is
illustrations of the
amazing.
character, the drawings of the character. The style is just
Yes,
amazing,
it's
I think.
amazing. I think the running scenes are dumb on the tracking field. It's dumb. It's it's super dumb, but that's what makes it so hilarious. But I really love the character developments for Akira and Rio. Without spoiling anything, those just they are fantastic and I adore them. I love Rio. He's my husband. I will literally give my life to him. I don't care. Um and it's very sexualized and very gory, bloody, but that's what you can expect from something called, I mean, Devilman. For everyone who has watched the Devilman series but not watched Devilman Crybaby, yeah, it's gory, it's sexualized. I mean, when it's demon involved, what do you expect, honestly?
Yeah.
In anime, nothing less, actually.
I
I,
have
It's
I
very
saw
not
many
adult
people
seen it
themed.
yet,
talk about
though.
this.
I have not
I
seen it
saw.
yet.
You haven't seen it?
Oh,
No, I have
I
it on
Then
my
the art
list, though.
okay, good. I think it's kind of superficial. The plot is very superficial, I think, which kind of makes it boring for me, but I love the artwork and I kind of like the action parts and the gory
yeah.
parts.
Mm.
And the style, the art style kind of reminds me of webtoon series in a way.
Yeah.
Just more, if that makes sense. I just
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
like the artwork. I'm rolling my eyes when I'm meaning it with my character.
Yeah, your
Yeah, it's
character is
fine.
possessed
It's all
sometimes.
over the. I'm sorry. I'm looking down at my phone. I'm looking around the room, and I'm not thinking about. I'm moving my character's head. Oh.
Yeah, but like seriously, I recommend Devilman Crybaby who for people who can take some sexualization of characters and do some gory stuff. Don't expect like a grand
Yeah, it's
story.
very
Do
adult
not.
themed.
No.
Yeah, don't expect like a super grand story, but expect like to see some fucked up shit and some fucked up characters. I recommend it though. It's so cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so my next one is, and this is a it was almost mainstream for a while, One Punch Man.
That
Oh
And
yeah.
one.
I just started to read the manga. I haven't had time the last few weeks because of my finals and exams and stuff like that. But the first season is amazing, and I love that the humor doesn't get old. That he can punch anything and kill anything with one punch, and it's the same joke over and over again, just in different ways, and I love it so much. It doesn't get tedious. The second season isn't as good, I think,
Yeah.
and I know it's made by a different studio, but I hope that they will make a season 3 and that they will do it justice like this first season. And I know the manga kind of keeps on going, I think so. Which is why I started to read it
Yeah.
because I
The
can't wait
first
for next
opening though.
season. It's first. So you like it?
I like the first opening to season 1. I
Mm.
think it's my style of music, so
But I love it. It's one. There are different jokes there, and there are different punchlines. But it's just the one joke that keeps on coming all the
punchlines.
time.
One Punch Man.
I'm funny without meaning to. It's great. But and what? And I mean, he kind of gets a. I guess he becomes a friend too. But it kind of meets people, and everyone else around him is like they're all basically AP. They're overpowered to the max. And they just be the more people he meets, they become more and more overpowered. Though he is number one over everyone, but he is basically stupid. He has a not he's not very stupid or just dumb, but he's not very smart. So so he took this test to become a hero because there are a lot of different heroes in this world with superpowers. So he took this test so he could become a certified hero. And his new friend or follower or whatever took it with him, and he had got 100% or close to 100% the the follower, and he got a perfect score on the quiz, on the written test, and did very good. Well, had a very good score on the physical parts where they were supposed to jump, run, do a lot of strength exercises, and the judges around them were counting them. And the One Punch Man main character, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry.
Saitama.
Saitama, thank you. Saitama, he basically overdid everything and kind of destroyed the whole space. Everything happened, and he got almost a 0 on the written test. so he became a hero, just a low ranked one, because he's not that smart. But he works his way up. And he does a lot of and he does a lot of things, and he saves a lot of people, but he almost never gets the credit for it. There are always other heroes close by that gets the credit instead. So people don't really think much about it in the beginning, but he saves a lot of people. And everything for him is boring because he's so OP that he kind of doesn't have to work for anything. So his goal is to find someone who can actually really fight him, that he has to put an effort into doing anything. So he doesn't really care about anything either, which I can totally relate to as a student. I can totally relate to that whole I don't care about this, I just do it.
Yeah.
I know I have a goal, I'm reaching for the goal, but I just do everything else around it.
Okay, this one is it's called Ganketsu. And have you ever heard or read the book The Count of Monte Cristo?
Yes.
No.
It's basically an anime with that one. And boy, let me talk about the visuals and the art style and
what was
everything.
The name?
Ganketsu.
What did you call it?
Ganketsu. It's so beautiful. If you just Google images, anything about the series, and search up GIFs or YouTube videos or anything about it, you can see every detail in the artwork, in every frame. When some of the characters move with their clothes, some of the print or something just stand still, so you can see kind of the clothes moving on top of that, and it's so beautiful.
Oh yeah. I think you showed me at least some of it.
I love it so much because of the visuals, the art styles, and I couldn't really remember the story, but I know it's about the Monte Cristo one. And it's a vampire and such, but I just love the visuals, and it's not my type of anime because I'm very action and horror, but that one is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's my turn then again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, mine is gonna be some kind of shit post. Gonna admit that. So, the next one on my list is specifically the dub of Ghost Story.
Yeah, Ghost Stories.
I freaking love the dub of Ghost Stories. It's so dumb. Like, they were given this anime and they were just like, this is kind of shit. And then the Japanese people that animated it said, please just do whatever you want with it. And they say, okay, we're gonna do that. And then they did. And it's horrible and it's funny.
When the girl says
so
jump, I said jump. I love that one.
Touch me harder.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so dumb. It's so delightful. And I love the ending song.
Yeah.
Sexy. It's so dumb. Oh. It's a delight to watch, but also like, ooh, what the fuck are you talking about?
What is so going
on? And the children are talking about having sex with their babysitter and everything. It's so dumb. There's no plot. Oh my god. And the freaking cat that can talk. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Like seriously, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
haven't
spoil
watched it.
anything. Like I said, it's not really a good plot. It's just like ghost hunting, demon catching,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you
It's
do.
But you
With a
need to see
lesbian
the dub.
mom and kids that doesn't know how to fucking do shit, and teachers that's like, that's a nice cat. I don't know. I'm just going on a little rant here right now. But seriously, if you haven't watched it already, go see it. It's disturbing. It's dumb. It's offensive. It's great. I love ghost stories.
So it's for adults. It's for adults basically.
I
Or
would
older.
say adults should watch it because it's the humor is a little bit sometimes.
So recommended for those that are not so young.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like
And
maybe
can take a
16 is the
pun
lowest I
or
would go.
can take a joke.
16 and up, please. Thank
mm.
you.
So this anime is called Kaicho wa Maid-sama. It means school council president is a maid. Sama. It's about okay. So this is the first anime I watched where I was like, "That's my husbando," like the guy in that. That's my husbando for life, and he still is to this day. And I have a few others like crushes in anime, but he will always be my number one out of everyone. And it's about this school council president who goes to this it used to be an all boys school, and then the last few years they kind of opened up for girls too, but there aren't a lot of girls in the school at all. And she became the council president, school council president, and so she gets to decide. So, and the guys there are like, okay, this is the boys. We did just doing boy stuff, I guess. Just go around. The place is a mess. They're just joking around all the time, and she sets them straight by beating them up. She just punches them and throws them around and kick them. And she's poor, so and her mother, and she doesn't have a well in the anime. Her father is never talked about. They never talk about him. So and her mom can't, or her mom has to work all the time. So she got a job as a maid at a maid cafe, where she has to put on this whole persona with um welcome master, you want me to show you to the table with all moe and inside she's dying because she's not a girly girl, she's very much a tomboy. And then there's this one guy at school, Usui Takumi, who is my spando. He is very popular with the girls and everyone confessed to him, and he turns them down because he's not really interested in any of the girls, and she hates him because he makes the girls cry all the time because he turns them down. And then one day he sees her at her job in the maid outfit, and she thinks he's gonna tell the school about it, but he doesn't. And it becomes like a secret thing between them, an inside joke. And after a while, he starts to like him, but she doesn't want to admit it. But it's very cute, and it's a lot of like slapstick humor and a lot of. She's basically throwing the guys around and beating them up and trying to keep the secret and stuff like that. Yeah, it's very funny. I think it's very funny.
I've heard about it, but it's not my kind of anime. I don't like school life shit. It's no.
Yeah, but I know you know the anime man Joey from YouTube, the YouTuber, the any tuber. He said he has, or I think I watched like their podcast Trash Tate. I think he spoke about it then. But he said he has one husbando. He has a lot of waifus. He has one husbando, and that's Usui Takumi from Kaicho wa Maid-sama.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes, me too. Finally, someone else, because no one knows about it that I know. I'm the only one who's ever watched this. I can't really talk to people about it, and like my friends, like you, it's not your kind of anime. So, and I'm rolling my eyes when I'm eating too. Oops.
Okay.
Here we go.
You need to give me like this one is weird, and when I say it's weird, it's weird.
It's weird.
Okay, its name is Sakigake Cromarty Coco. That was probably butchered, but let's see if I can. Yeah, Cromarty High School. It's basically the English name for it. And before I actually tell anything about the anime, just listen to this, okay? This is like the synopsis of it on the MAL list. Now that he's surrounded by mohawked punks, obnoxious robots, and gorillas. And what's that? Freddie Mercury riding a horse down the corridor? Follow Takashi as he earnestly dedicates his new high school life to better his school's reputation while his classmates are hell-bent on wreaking havoc. And boy, yeah, you can see Freddie Mercury riding a horse and such, and there's a gorilla there, and you have a robot that needs to go to the hospital, but the classmates actually takes the robot to like a repair shop. And he's like, "Is this a hospital? Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yeah, this is a hospital." And everything is just none of the or most of the actually episodes doesn't hang on, so it's like more comedy, very comedy.
So it doesn't really fit together.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
and sometimes one of the rebellious classmates get kidnapped by another school, so they get like people from that school so they can beat them up, but they are even like, what the hell is this? Are these your classmates? When you can see Freddie Mercury and they're like, what the heck kind of school is this actually?
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, the whole series is like, what the fuck? Because I'm not sure if any of you two have seen it when I watched it, but in the ending or in the in the series, one of the guys' hair never stops moving. Like it lives its own life on his head.
Mm.
And it's so good though.
I don't think I watched it. Maybe, but I mean, you showed me so many
I know.
weird animes. And sometimes you don't show me the actual anime because I don't want to watch it, so you just search up like
the funniest
YouTube
moments.
clips. Yeah, the funniest moments, YouTube clips from it, and that you'll laugh about it, and I'll sit there and be like, I don't get it. What is going on? What's the plot? What happened before this? And you're like, well, I don't really know. It's just funny.
Yeah, but this one is like a whole nother level because nothing makes sense basically, or it can make sense, but you have to see the whole series again. And it's a very old anime though, so probably not a lot of people has actually seen it.
Mm.
So yeah, there you go. That's my number 4 on the list somewhere.
By the way, your volume just suddenly got really low.
Is it better?
No.
Is this better?
Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. Now you're back to it.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No, that's fine. I'm done
anime.
anyway, so.
Next anime. By the way, do you have 9 or 10 animes on your list?
I actually have 10.
Yeah, you have 10?
Because there's one I can't.
Yeah, because I remember we talked about 9, so and then I wrote down 10. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. Okay, good. But I'm sorry. Okay, keep going.
All right. The next one I've written down is Code Geass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I am not really into mecha animes as one thing, but Code Geass I really freaking adore. there's so much emotion. You can see they were passionate about the story and the characters and how they wanted to show it. Like it's very different from the manga, because in the manga the mecha stuff is not a thing.
I've
But
never read the
the
manga.
anime, no, not me neither. But a friend of mine has read it, and she said, "Yeah, you know what? There's no mecha stuff in the manga."
Oh,
So yeah, they introduced the mecha stuff into the anime because it was popular because of Evangelion.
yeah.
So
Like I
they had
said,
to
Evangelion
follow the
ripped off the
trend.
mecha anime, but Kogias is really good. And
Yeah.
but that how they ended it, like the final episode in the second season with Lelouch. I'm not gonna say anything because that will spoil a lot. So, but that ending got to me. I think I was crying or something at the end there.
When I watched the final episode on the season 2, I went to the shower and I cried for 2 hours in the shower. It mentally scarred
I remember
me.
the friend I was watching with. We were both like crying and holding on to each other, like, what is this misery? It was so sad, but it was so great. It was so well animated, and the fact that he managed to put mecha into something that originally wasn't mecha and make it good, it's great. It's super amazing, and I'm gonna admit it, I'm not super fond of the style they use for their human I don't like how they do the anatomy.
The super long thin
The
bodies that
anatomy?
can
No,
move in weird ways, and super sharp chins.
It reminds me a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit.
And big eyes.
I don't really like it, but other than that, the art style is okay. I really like how their eyes they draw. So good. I really like it, and oh my god, I just love Lelouch so much.
He's kind of a douchebag and a narcissist.
I love douchebags in fiction. I adore it.
I want to watch Code Geass again. I kind of forgot about it. I should. If I maybe it would have been on my list if I remember it.
Dude, I never go back to that one because I'm not ready to cry for 2 more hours in the shower. Oh, I can't.
I want to go back. We can cry in the shower together.
Be like a naked party in the shower watching Code
Geass. You need to go enjoy yourself. I'll just sit and cry to the pillow or my teddy bear.
You sit on the other side of the wall, be like, I'm so sad.
Save the earth by being two in the shower. Use the warm water together. Cry your titties off.
Don't use hot water, please.
We will. Don't worry. We will cry for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Cold water. Cool down a little bit. Don't get too hot and steamy in there.
No.
Okay. So let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for number 5 on my list. Like I said, they're not numbered in the order of my favorites to my somewhat favorites, but they're all my favorites or very impactful. So 07 Ghost. Have you heard about it?
I've seen it.
Watched the
Oh, it's so good.
It's amazing. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And also it's kind of the same art style almost like Kogias, but not quite. It's kind of got some of the same things, but it's still different. It's kind of the what I like to think about the 90s anime style almost.
Yeah.
Or on the way, or almost 2000s art style, somewhere in between there. And I read the manga after watching the anime, and it has so much more, and it was even better than the actual anime, which I thought, oh wow. And again, I I don't really remember a lot of the plot right now. been years since I watched it. But that's also another one I want to rewatch just because I remember being. I think I watched it like twice or 3 times.
Yeah.
Altogether in 2 years or a year or something because I just really loved it. We need to watch that one.
Yeah. I miss it.
It's also kind of yeah, right. So okay, wait. Let's see if I can find the summary or the plot of it. Just hold on.
I've actually been reading the synopsis while everyone else is actually finding their anime. And I'm like, okay, I need to remember this because I can't remember shit. My memory is not good.
Okay, so Barsberg Empire Military Academy. Okay, yeah, he went to military academy apparently. That is known for training elites who bring victory to the Empire. Students of the academy freely utilize an ability called Siphon Fight, while the types of Siphon usable depends on the nature of the soldier. Okay, so I remember him being at the academy, I think.
Yeah.
And then something happened, something about the Siphon thing, and then he escaped and he went to a church and he stayed at the church with the priests or something like that fought these creatures.
Dude, the blonde priest. That's my boy.
Let's see if I can. Oh, and I remember this also being because this was one of the first animes, or one of the animes I watched in the first 2 years when I was 14, 15. And I was taken by almost every single guy in this one because I love the art style and just the way they were drawn. And I was like, oh, like Frau or the captain with the white hair.
Yeah,
something about white or very, very light hair. Ayanami. And I think the priest was that. What was the priest name? Oh wait, that was the priest. Yeah, but the priest though. Wow,
yeah.
I really like him. Okay, so that was that anime.
Okay. My next one is, and I know both of you have seen it. Most of people have seen it. It holds a special place in my heart because it was one of the first animes I've ever watched and got me into gore shit and horror shit.
But like a side note here, most of the animes we've listed off until now has been from our childhood or about what got us into anime or what got us into specific animes. By the way. Okay, go on.
Okay, it's Elfen Lied.
Yeah, that took a long time.
Talk about gory.
And I actually specified on my list that I liked the I loved the opening and the ending, like the art style there. Oh, my god!
I'm sorry, I got some water stuck in my throat. I'm sorry.
I even actually recently got a painting. That's what Elfen Light used for inspiration for their ending.
Yeah,
and it's so pretty, and I just love the paintings so much.
I remember the. It hasn't aged very well.
No, it has not.
It had the anime in itself, like the art style into the anime and stuff like that, hasn't really aged very well. But I think of it like one of the classics for me.
Yeah,
because it's everyone loved it, and it was a very good. It was very, I don't know. It was a very good, great anime for the time when it came out and the years after, and I think it's very much impacted anime in itself.
You knew you were emo if you watched that one.
Okay, I was never emo. I'll just have to say I was never emo. I was too cutesy and too cheerful in everyday life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be emo, anything. But I just really love that anime. That was the first anime I think I watched that was actually gory and bloody.
Yeah.
Like really bloody. and I was shocked by it, but I love the anime and the opening and the ending songs.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. And I still listen to them to this day because I just love them so much. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that was mine. I don't think we need to actually explain what the anime is about because most of the people has seen it.
If anyone is actually watching or listening or watching to this podcast thingy, you should watch it. I recommend it. If you haven't really watched a lot of animes, I would wait so you can appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Don't let this be the first thing you watch.
No.
Just a side note. You'll never watch anime again, I think.
That was the first and the last one.
And the first and last one is scarred for life.
Yeah. And it doesn't help with it being small girls there with those powers.
No.
Those arm powers, and it's like, and it's a gory anime? No. Don't take it as your first one.
With a little fan service on the side.
Yeah.
No.
It was
with
so...
a little bit of...
it was so much nudity, but also not.
Yeah, it was a lot of it, but you didn't really see anything.
Yeah, it was very good at actually covering up without using like the godlight or clouds or the clouds or the darkness of doom
or a leaf that kind of blows past.
Yeah. Or like misplaced stuff. It's like what? It was more natural looking.
It's an anime. It has fan service.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more tasteful, if you can say that about fan service or nakedness in anime. It's an anime. It has something like that. All animes most likely has a little fan service.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for... Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. It's Death Note.
Death Note,
yes!
Another dark one.
Everybody has watched it. Everybody has seen it. If you haven't seen Death Note, where have you been? Where have you been?
I never watched the Netflix adaptation.
No!
Never!
Don't! Don't!
No, don't do it. I watched it. I watched the whole thing. And I regret everything.
Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing. It was just cringy, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? We didn't ask for this.
Death Note is on Netflix right now, but don't watch the live action thing. Don't just
watch the Japanese live action.
Yeah, the live action movie they made in Japan like for years and years ago. That was actually really well.
Yeah.
And they made like 3 movies
and there's
too.
A huge difference between those movies. Yeah, the last movie is about L.
Yeah,
which is my favorite character.
Yeah, you can say a lot about that one actually.
Yeah,
because that will spoil a lot.
So I recommend actually watching and I'm rolling my eyes again. My character is rolling her eyes.
Yeah, I know.
But I would also recommend watching Death Note, both the anime, read the manga, and watch the live action, the Japanese, not the Netflix one. The Japanese one, but there is a huge plot twist.
Yeah.
That happens in the anime that is done differently in the second movie.
Yeah.
The live action movie. And it's a huge difference. And I was so happy and sad about it. But which made me kind of like the live action movie a little bit more because of that. I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm not gonna say spoilers.
No, but seriously, if you haven't watched Death Note yet, just watch it. I'm not going to say anything about the plot because honestly, you'll figure out in the first episode. Like, honestly, everything.
Everything gets explained.
If you get to episode 5, that's when I think it's episode 5 they actually meet L in person. That was the episode because I watched it until then with a friend or my mom's daughter's friend. my mom's friend who's whatever. And I haven't seen her since, but when me and my mom was over at their place for dinner one time, she asked me if I watched Death Note, and I was like, no, and I just barely had gotten into watching anime, so I didn't know what Death Note was in the first place.
Yeah.
And I was 14, which is kind of late for some people to start watching anime. Apparently, I've heard. So she had the series on DVD, and she just put it into the DVD player, and we watched the first episode, and it was kind of long, and I loved it so much. So we just kept on watching, and we watched out through episode 5, and then me and my mom had to go back home again. But I think that's what I remember. We met L in episode 5, or we were introduced to him in episode 5, one of those two. So if you get to episode 5, I think you probably watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
It can get a little tedious at some points, and a little hard to watch, but they make every single little thing that may not be that exciting and hype it up so much, and you'll sit there at the edge of your seat and be super anxious and just wanted to keep going forward. And you have to watch what happens, and there's a guy who just walks past you. And it's great.
Yeah.
Very dramatic.
Seriously, the art style of Death Note is so goddamn beautiful.
Dude,
so
when they have like
is great.
Yeah, when they have the red and blue thingy, it's
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love how and I love the openings as because yes, those are my type of music. Anyway, I just really like how they animated the openings. It's just, for example, that one bit where Light takes a bite of the apple. I'm just like, yeah, that's so well animated. I take a potato chip and I eat it.
The opening isn't the music genre isn't really my favorite genre, like heavy metal rock or something like that. It's not really for me. It is a very good one, but I have a should I say I can easily skip anime openings because I don't like to listen to the same thing over and over and over again unless I really like it. But then I'll just search up the whole thing so I can listen to like 3 minutes of it instead of 30 seconds or 1 minute of it. But the Death Note opening, I know it's really good. It's just not for me. I think. So I don't listen to it, but I recognize it when I hear it.
Yeah.
It's very iconic.
Yeah. I think a lot of anime openings are iconic.
Some of them are not, though.
Yeah.
I mean, but just to mention, Oran High School Host Club, that one is very iconic.
Yeah.
I think I learned that one in both Japanese and in English.
Oh.
Because I think the first time I watched it was dubbed.
Same.
So I really liked the dubbed one. Well, usually now I'll watch animes subbed with text, but a few animes I'll watch dubbed just because that's how I first watched them, because I couldn't find the subbed one.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube. Like a whole series, the whole anime of Arn High School Host Club is on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think I actually watched it from YouTube when I saw it because I didn't know of any streaming services.
On YouTube before.
Yeah. You just searched up the episode and I had the whole episode.
Part 1, Part 2.
Episode 3 of season episode 1 part 1 out of 6.
Yeah. So many memories.
Anime watch.
I feel so old.
I remember the time where you can watch yaoi on YouTube.
Yeah. Dramatical Murder.
Yeah.
Without any censoring.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Do any of you have any yaois on your list?
Actually, no.
You don't either.
I have Yuri one, or it's not. I don't remember if it's actually specified as Yuri, but it's LGBTQ plus, at least.
Yeah.
But it is Yuri in it too.
Okay. Nice. Can't wait to. Okay, so the next one I had a new one, but I had to put it on because I loved it so much. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I need to watch that
Uh,
one.
yeah, you need to
Same.
watch it.
Yeah.
You haven't
Haven't
watched it
watched
yet.
it
You
yet.
have to watch it. But I think my favorite part, I love everything about it. Um, for those who don't know, it's basically about this guy. His grandpa dies, and so he promised his grandpa to do good deeds and be a good person and do
Be a good
good
boy.
things for others because that's what he promised his grandpa or whatever that dies in the first episode. And then there are some kind of demons that exist or something. And most of them aren't really smart, but are that you kind of get, but they are very powerful and they like to kill people and torture and destroy things and do demon stuff. And then there's this demon king or something that used to exist thousands and thousands of years ago, and he had uh, 4 hands, so he had 20 fingers altogether. And apparently they were chopped off and hidden because he was so powerful that if you digested one of his fingers, like you eat it and your digestion system kind of molds it to your body, you will either die by exploding or very gruesome death anyway, or his conscience will get trapped in your body, like his actual conscience.
Yeah.
So there are 20 fingers that exist out there. The main character, ends up eating one of them.
Yeah, that's all I know about the series, actually.
And
The
then
finger eating.
Yeah.
And the gambara.
So he eats it. He gets and he basically has a choice between, he's supposed to get killed by the Jujutsu sorcerers, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Jujutsu school. I think that's what it means. So it's a school for learning Jujutsu sorcery.
Okay.
To fight the demons. That's basically what it is. So he's supposed to die, or they want him dead because he has a conscience of the Demon King, the most powerful demon that's ever existed inside of him. And he can control it a little bit, but he's still inside him. Like when you get shots of the Demon King, it's with his face inside his rib cage with his heart in the background or something like that, but his rib cage is like surrounding them or surrounding the Demon King with his face. It's a very good one. And there's one character there that I really like. I can't remember his name right now, but he's super powerful. And he kind of reminds me of Kakashi from Naruto.
Yeah.
Because of the hair. His personality, nothing like him though. Like nothing. He is crazy. He doesn't care about anything. He is OP. I think he's the most powerful character. I think if he went up against the Demon King, he would have a somewhat fair fight. To say the least. But he's my favorite character, and he has these pretty blue eyes, and he always covers them up with super tiny sunglasses, round super tiny sunglasses, or with I don't know what it is, but he covers them up with a blindfold or of some kind that he can apparently see through. So he trains the main character and helps him get stronger so he can use jujutsu sorcery. And then they fight demons and humans that side with the demons so they can become powerful too. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Really recommend it. I also then recently started to read the manga because they have to put out a second season. They have to make a second season, but I can't wait for it. I have to read the manga instead.
Okay, this one is. I've talked about it before. I usually recommend it. It's kind of weird at times because at times there are serious conversations happening, but they're either laying on top of a car having a photo shoot half naked or something. it's weird, but it's actually very like realistic because they take up like a lot. Its name is Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Yes.
Yeah. And I actually want to read the background thingy on my anime list. Because there's so many actual themes that comes up in the anime that they handle with care, and they actually explain things, they take it serious, and they actually show that some events can actually change a person. So the
I think it's
background,
an anime from the. I think it's from the 90s or something.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's kind of
Yeah.
old school.
yeah, it's
Oh,
very
it's
old
so
school.
good.
The background says childhood idealism, illusions, ambitions, adulthood, sexuality, abuse, incest, and identity are all prominent themes which are explored in what is essentially a highly metaphorical and symbolic coming of age story. Loss of innocence, both sexual and otherwise, is treated as a life changing event. Fairy tale archetypes such as noble prince and damsel in distress, as well as standard tropes of the shoujo magic and magical girl genre, are incorporated, subverted, inverted, averted, and deconstructed. And it just has a lot of idealism, illusions, identity things, and it's a LGBTQ plus series. The main character is gay. She has a girlfriend at the start, and then she finds another girl. And I just ship them so much together, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
me.
But I just
It's
love
been
the series
years
because it
first.
has like serious things in it, but it takes it, yeah, it makes it kind of visual, like you can't look away because there's things happening that has nothing to do with the conversation sometimes, but it also is like, yeah, I need to watch this.
Yeah,
And I
the
have,
art style kind of reminds me of Sailor Moon.
yeah,
Mm.
Like the same kind of art style, and the way they draw the bodies and the faces kind of remind
yeah,
a little bit, not as much the faces as the body and the background things and stuff like that, but it's kind of Sailor Moon-esque art style, which I really like.
yeah. But yeah, I fucking love that anime, and it's my all-time favorite.
Mm.
I actually watched it from I was little too, because it's such an old anime, but it's
I
still to this day is a very good anime. It's 39 episodes, and then you have a season, another season that's not
mm,
actually on that season, because then there's a whole nother story with the same characters, and she's
mm.
dressed like a boy.
All right. So I don't really like sports anime. It's not my type of thing. I find it boring and just ugh.
It's very
But
repetitive.
however, Yuri on Ice really got me because it is so beautiful. It's just so great. It's I love the story between the main characters and just how the competitiveness just gets so strong during the last episodes and all the drama that comes with it. So beautiful. So Yuri on Ice is about ice skating. Like a Japanese ice skater kind of feels like he can't do anything anymore because he has gained weight and he doesn't feel confident in what he's doing. But then his should I say crush or whatever, Russian crush comes and it's like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna teach you, and it's like, and he's naked in the hot bath or whatever the fuck. So
Yeah.
poor Yuri is like, what the fuck? He has a huge dick. I want him to train me. He doesn't say that, but I think that he thinks it.
It's
Because I ship them.
it's very much a yaoi anime without being yaoi at all.
Yeah.
I would say it's like Sean and I. Sean
They're
and
very
I.
cute together, and they're a couple. Yeah. And ice skating, I think, is super fascinating to watch, and it's super beautiful to watch. But you clearly see them as a couple. They get promise rings together at the end, stuff like that, and they hold each other's cheeks and chins and are very close together, and yeah, they're very cute. But they're not a couple according to the series. It's not ever mentioned. It's not ever commented on. They don't kiss or anything like that, but they are very much a couple.
I mean, you
they're
don't
in
have to
love with each
comment on
other.
it to see it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you see it. Like, they're just so into each other. Like, they want to be in each other's butts. Come on. Like, I don't mean to fetishize any gay men out there, but like, seriously, you can see that on their eyes. You can see it how they communicate and how they talk. And like, I think there should be a season 2. I don't know. It was talk about it.
Some people would very much like a season 2. I don't know what they would do in season 2, to be honest.
Get them together.
But
Get them together. Finally,
actually,
just get them together.
As a couple. Cute and beautiful series.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
elegant.
I don't think it's very typical sports anime necessarily, which may be why you like this so much, even though it is a sports series. They talk. I mean, the ice skating things, they compete in the Olympics. They compete on an international level, so they are professional ice skaters.
It just looks very
that are
beautiful and elegant, and I absolutely love how they animated the opening, and I like the music in the opening too.
Yes. Oh, the opening.
It's so good.
Beautiful.
I've only
I always
seen
get like
the opening.
chills when I hear it. Like, oh my god, it's just too great. Nude face. Anyway, yeah, let's move on.
Okay, so my next one is a comedy anime. It's called Sakamoto Desuka, which means Sakamoto is my name or something like that. And it's basically about this guy Sakamoto. He's perfect. He's super smart. He can do anything.
Oh, that one.
He's a high school student, and the guys, or especially the guys, I think, hate him. All the girls love him because he's perfect. But he's not. He doesn't realize it, I think, or if he realizes that all the girls crush on him, he doesn't care. The guys hate him because he is super smart. He's super athletic. And he's super lucky too. Like, nothing bad ever happens to him, and they try to sabotage him, and he just do something, and it's fixed. And that's the whole series. Like, there are a lot of stuff happening around him, and the guys just try to make sure the girls don't like him, or just try to make sure they try to hurt him or something. They're not malicious, I think, but they're high school boys.
Yeah.
So at one point I think they started a fire or something without meaning to, or they meant to, I don't remember. And he just kind of runs around to try to make sure that the fire doesn't get any oxygen or something. So he just kind of runs and gets them to run. And at another time, he got caught in a rainstorm, so he was blowing, and it was very windy, and it was raining, and he had his umbrella. So he kind of flew home while holding on to the umbrella, and everything was fine. They took a picture. Someone took a picture of him, put it in the paper, and all the girls, of course, were screaming about it. So I thought maybe that humor would get old after a couple of episodes. I think there are like 12 episodes in the series, but it never gets old. I just kind of was curious about what situations he would get into and how he would solve it. I think at one point he came home with this one guy who he saved from bullies.
Yeah.
And his mom falls in love with him so much that he has to hide from her. And so he has to hang on to the roof. He hides outside the window, hanging onto the wall, so she can't see him and stuff like that. So it's hilarious.
He
No one is
is
immune to him.
he is the love child of Bayonetta, though. He looks exactly like her.
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Have
He
you
so
never?
is.
That's the first thing I thought about when I saw it. I was like, he looks so familiar. And then I saw memes about it, and I was like, yeah.
But at some points, because his hair is always slicked to the side or in the back or something, so and he wears glasses, so he looks very he looks very smart, to say the least, like nerdy smart, and takes care of himself very well. And sometimes he takes off his glasses and his hair gets messed up a little bit and kind of so instead of being slicked back, it stands up very nicely. And oh my god, he's so handsome. I don't find him that attractive when he has his glasses and hair slicked back, but he is so handsome when he doesn't. And sometimes his kind of the top buttons on his jacket kind of is unbuttoned a little bit, and he has his shirt under, but and then he looks up at the character, and you have a shot of him from over him and look down on him while he looks up at you, and I'm like, oh, my heart.
My next one is I hate to say it, but it's another old one.
Wait, what did you say?
It's another old one.
Another old one? Okay.
Yeah, Helsing.
Oh yeah, the vampire
Oh.
hunter thing. Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, and especially
Oh.
Helsing Ultimate is my favorite.
I
You
don't remember the difference between them.
I can't say it right now because I
Like-
only remember the Ultimate one. But yeah, you have to actually be fine with it being Nazis and such, because there's a hell of a lot of Nazis in that anime. And vampires, very murderous vampires that uses guns.
Well, he is basically a vampire hunter, basically.
Yeah, he is a vampire that's monster hunter, more like that.
Yeah, monster.
And then you have the priest that hunts that monsters also, but he does it for another cause, like a bad cause. So Alexander Anderson is his name, and I just love him. I fell actually in love with Alexander Anderson and Alucard. And then you have the girl, though, the big booby lady.
The big booby lady?
Yeah, she becomes a vampire in the series, and you can see her struggle with her new powers and such. But it's so cute that actually Alucard takes her under the wing. Yeah, she has very big breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, those are some huge badonkadonks.
And the art style is cool.
Yeah,
cool.
it's very unique and just... Ugh, I just love it.
I have to watch it again. It's such a long time.
Yeah.
It's been years since I watched it too.
I think they're actually considering either a remake, I heard, or a live action. And I am so sure that if any new remake or live action movie, people who will watch it are the old schools ones that watch the series and be like, I remember this from the abridged series. Yeah, this didn't happen in the abridged series because you also have the Helsing abridged. That's hilarious. Like, yes.
It's like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged one. I really love it.
Yeah.
So good. All right. Next on my list is Higurashi.
Yeah.
Higurashi Nakikurani. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Old one as well, and also horror, and yeah, very bloody, very mindfucky.
It's very yeah. It's kind of psychological.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's I really just like how confusing it is because I was losing my mind. I was watching it because for me it was very confusing how they kept like jumping back and forth
Yeah.
and
Mm.
looping and just finding out that oh now this time that person gets killed and that next time that person gets killed and this time this is the murder, this is the cause, this is what happens. It's
Mm.
very feelsy in an odd way. Um, and yeah, it has this typical 2000 anime style where the eyes are huge, but the story is very good. I think it's like a game of it, and it's based off the game, which is
It
why
is
it's a little bit confusing
most
to
likely.
turn it into an anime.
Mm.
But I think they did it really well, considering the circumstances. And I think both season 1 and season 2 of like the normal Higurashi series, the original, is very good, and they make a very good story, and they come to a very good conclusion in the end.
Mm.
So if you really like cute girls and a kind of dumb boy and horror story stuff with blood and psychological disturbance, then I would really, really. I mean, we recommend every single anime, but like, I seriously just want to say, watch it if you haven't already.
Yeah.
It's really special.
Mm. Yeah, and for me, well, it's kind of sad. I didn't get to experience it the way most others did because someone kind of told me how it ended, told me the plot,
Yeah.
like the whole
Oh.
thing before I watched it. So I wasn't surprised by anything when I watched this. I was like, oh yeah, that I remember her telling me about that, and I remember that, and
Yeah.
I know that's supposed to happen. So
Mm,
oh, that's how that happened. Okay. So it was kind of, yeah, someone spoiled it for me. So I
yeah.
didn't get to have the full experience of confusion and what is going on like everyone else. I knew everything. And yeah.
Can I
So
say
that was kind of
one
Yeah.
thing about it though that I
Yeah.
remember the
sorry.
most of it? You know the scene when Rika, I think,
Yeah.
the blue-haired one,
Mm.
actually stabs herself in the arm.
Yep.
I watched that. I was under 18, maybe under 16. And my mom came into the room and was like, "Girl." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, this anime kind of gives me nightmares." And she's like, "Then then stop." And I'm like, "But no." I want to
But it's
watch it
so good.
more. Yeah,
I
and the
like
nail
it.
clipping scene. Oh, I could feel
Yeah.
it in my
Rip out the
fingers.
nail.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that time when I watched it, by the way, I didn't say that. I didn't tell you that. You know, I'm a scaredy cat. I
Yeah.
don't like scary movies. And at that time, I didn't really enjoy gore animes that much either. So the whole psychological thing, even though I knew it was happening, but almost torture parts or the all those things that happened there, I sat with
Yeah.
my teddy bear in front of my face or a pillow, depending on what I had closest.
Oh
One of those two. I
man.
seem to still have the same teddy bear. So I mean, yeah. So I watched it. I knew what was happening, and I couldn't watch everything either because I was too scared.
I
Yeah.
just watched everything. I think I saw the first clips of it on YouTube when I was like 12 or 13.
Oh wow!
And I watched a lot of like hardcore yaoi porn back then too because I was
Same.
exposed to it at 10. So like I knew about a lot of things like this since I was like 10 years old. So I've been watching porn, I've been watching horror things in anime. I've been
Start
watching
out
so
early, huh?
many. Yeah, like that's because
Oh
my friends that introduced me to Inuyasha showed me a Inuyasha X Sesomaru yaoi drawing. So
my
I was just
faces
like,
are
oh, what is
changing. I'm sorry, my faces are changing.
I
I'm
got
holding
into
up
yeah.
one button.
porn. I got into
Oh,
porn way before the anime. Way before
oh
any
yeah.
anime. And then I found out about Sasunaru. And I was
Hmm.
hooked on the yaoi.
Yeah, I just really wanted to watch like raunchy boys getting it on. And then it just kept until this day, and now I'm a raunchy person because of it.
Yeah.
I
Kinky
mean, I'm
ass
not a very sexual
person.
person, to be honest, but like when it comes to fiction,
Oh
please
yeah.
step
Boy,
on
please.
me, on or each other.
And make it hurt. Make me feel it in the
Yes,
morning.
make me bleed, make my anus bleed. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, next one.
So this one is okay. So I didn't know if I wanted to. I was trying to decide between two animes to put on, just to describe the whole Shonen Jump thing for me, because I love those action, very mainstream almost
Yeah.
anime. You know, the really real long ones. So I couldn't choose between us. I just put both of them, One Piece and Naruto. Everyone enjoys them, especially Naruto, because it can be kind of tedious and kind of repetitive at some points. But I think the good parts are amazing, like excellent, amazing. I don't have any other words for it. And the low parts are kind of like, yeah, just get through it, and it will pick back up again in a few episodes. And One Piece, I know it's like 800, 900 episodes long, and yes, I've read the whole manga on both series too, including watching all the movies and watching all the episodes. So
Yeah.
I kind of so yeah, so I've done watched and read everything with them. And I really like it a lot. I don't know what else to say to that. I think most people know something about them. Yes, I rewatched Naruto a couple of times. And the second time I watched it, I kind of skipped the fillers because there are so many and they don't really um do anything for the plot. But some of the filler episodes are the funniest things ever. Like the time, have both of you watched Naruto or some of it?
I dropped out half of Shippuden,
Oh
at
yeah,
least.
then at least you watched this. So you know the episode they try Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke try to figure out what Kakashi Sensei looked
Yeah,
under
yeah.
his mask. That one.
Yes.
That
A
is my
mask under a mask.
favorite episode to this day. And One Piece is kind of the same thing where it's hilarious, and I know they kind of it can also be tedious at some points, but if you I really enjoy them because since they're never ending, then I can just keep on watching them when I really like them. So I like to binge watch too. I'm a binge watcher, so I like it that I have a lot of it to watch.
Yeah.
I can keep on talking about them a lot, so I'll just shut up now and let you tell us about your next one.
My next one is actually not that old. It's called Kuchu Branco. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I have told you guys anything about it. I think I've tried. Um, basically, it's an
Oh yeah,
anime. Yeah,
you told me about this.
yeah. It's an
You showed me a few
anime
clips of it.
on basically acid. It's
Yep.
so many colors, so vibrant, and you have the main character, the doctor. That's
Oh yeah, this
yeah,
one.
that's three different looking people, but it's actually the same character, and he changes all the time, and you never know if he's going to be the bear one, the child one, or the teen one. Um, he also loves when
Yeah, he
people
was creepy as a
take,
bear. He was
yeah,
kind of cute. Yeah.
he loves when people needs to take their C vitamin shot. It sounds like he's having a very good time. And but the series actually touches upon things like mental things, like, or physical problems they figure out, and you actually also get like informational things, because there's a doctor that comes in between, tells a little bit about things. So it's I'm so tired of saying actually.
It's educational.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
educational.
but the word actually kind of describes that anime, I
Yeah,
think,
you
because
know. So much.
you think it's one thing, but it's actually like
Yeah.
this, or this is
Yes,
actually.
Actually?
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a very good anime. It's basically an anime on acid with a lot of colors, a lot of different art styles. You have the normal art style, and then you have like cardboard pieces, and then you have real people, and then you have animal faces. You got it all in this anime. Just telling
Yay.
you. And it's educational for those who want those kind of things, but in a fun way.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's too much for me, I think. You
Yeah, I
tried to show
tried to
me some
show
of it,
her.
and I was like, oh no, no.
Be like, please stop. Please stop.
Ah,
I can't handle
it's
I
not
this.
that
might
I
try
want
to give it
every
a
anime I
shot.
watch to be. I
Yeah,
want every anime I
do.
watch to be super serious, but this one was like, oh, I'm just confused. I'm just confused by everything. Next one.
Yay! I have put Beastars on my list.
Beastars.
Be- Beastars
Ooh,
because I
that's
really
it.
do love that furry anime.
Yeah.
It's just like a high school story, but with some twists and turns. Ahem. Carnivores are gonna eat all the plant eaters. Yay! But not really. They're trying to not do that because they're supposed to live in harmony, much like Zootopia, actually.
It's
Yeah.
Zootopia for adults.
Yeah.
Zootopia for adults, Zootopia anime, basically.
Mm,
So, like, if you really like Zootopia, Beastars is the next step to go. Also, the opening is so good. Again, I'm all
it
about openings.
is. The only thing that
This
threw
is
me
like,
about it was the art style a little bit. Well, I love the art style because I read the manga first and then I watched the anime when that came out on
mhm.
Netflix, I think. But the whole 3D thing, I got over it. I kind of forgot about it after a while. But in the beginning, I was like, whoa, this is
Yeah, it was a bit weird in the beginning, but like you said,
different.
you get over it. You get
I
over
don't
it
know what
because
to do about this. But yeah, you kind of forget about it
yeah,
or get
you
used
focus
to it.
on the characters more
Yeah,
and the
and they're
story.
so well written.
Yeah, they're very relatable, many of
They
them.
are, but they're basically human they have human personalities, but with the added on, they are animals too that would live
Yeah.
if they lived like humans. So you very much have the same. They have the same instincts as their animal
Mm.
counterparts, and they also have kind of the instincts are there, but the human thoughts and the reasoning is what makes it different. So they're kind of so and everything is very human, but with animal faces and their instincts, which is kind of off-putting also, maybe for some people, but I found it really interesting, and that's also what makes it so relatable.
Yeah, if I just might add, like my issue with a lot of anime is that they don't have really relatable characters, which is why I'm so picky. They're either like extremes of
Mm,
some parts or just doesn't like. Of course, there's at least going to be one character is going to be a little bit relatable, but for me, I need more of the cast to have more to them. And even if they're animals, their reactions, their inner thoughts, like you said, it's very human. It's very relatable, and I feel like I don't know, with Beastars, I feel like so much of what they're doing and saying, even when they're being animalistic, is kind of relatable in a way. Like when I don't want to spoil anything, I really don't because I want people to experience this by themselves. But
Yeah.
like when they attack, it can mirror human jealousy or human
human emotions.
what
Plus
yeah,
it's
human anger.
Thank you.
Like they want to I don't know. I can't really describe it, but Beastars is seriously amazing. I don't really like it.
it can get kind of boring. It's
Yeah, like I like the High School Hustler because it's funny. It's really funny. But like a lot of slice of life anime is kind of boring to me a little bit, and like they don't have the spice that I need. And Beastars put it in by having them being animals.
the eighth. So this one basically represents my whole. I had a period of time where I went through like the magical girls phase, if you want, and I still like those animes, but I had a phase of that lasted a while, a few months, maybe a year, that I almost just wanted to watch magical girls animes. So, and there's one that I still remember to this day because it kind of stood out a little bit more because both girls and guys transformed. And I really much like that. It's kind of childish, and they're like 13 years old or something, 12, 13 years old, maybe up to 14 in that anime. Oh, it happens in middle school instead of high school. It's called Shugokara,
Yeah.
and there are little eggs that are people's heart, and there are a very few amount of people that their hearts are so strong or full of emotions or something like that. I can't really remember what it was, but so their heart egg kind of comes out, and it's a mini human that can fly, and it represents a part of their personality that they maybe don't show to a lot of people. So it's their innermost heart. It's how they are in their hearts, like their true self or part of their true self that they don't show to a lot other people usually. And there are some people in the world that try to make hearts bad, like their heart eggs make people's heart eggs bad. And their superpower basically to the kids children's superpower is to make the hearts to get rid of the bad emotions that someone manipulated them into experiencing, so they become normal again. And when their hearts kind of go dark, they get villain powers or something like that and kind of transform in different ways. And everyone can see the little Shugokara characters or something like that, or the eggs. And the main character doesn't only have one like most people. She has 3 different eggs, so she can transform into 3 different powers. So and they represent, like, one is a cutesy girl because she's very much a punk, don't care, super cool person, even though she is kind of socially anxious about talking to people and being around people. And the second one is a painter or an arts person, and the third one is a baker, which can so she can cook and bake and stuff like that. So it's very silly, and like I said, it's very childish. And there are just as many guys as there are girls that can transform, and I
Yeah.
very much like that. So yeah, but you also have a deeper personality that you don't show to everyone, or not everyone knows about that exact part of your personality. And this show kind of shows that it's normal, everyone has that. But you don't have to be afraid to show that too, that it's fine. But usually it's quite different from the persona you put on in front of most people you meet every day.
My next one is called To Be Hero. And I'm very sure I've never mentioned this to any of you guys. I just suddenly
No.
watched it one time, and it's a very short anime on 11 episodes, and it has a few minutes on it.
What is this?
I I need to read you guys the synopsis because yeah. Okay, the synopsis says, for Uncle, a lecherous but handsome toilet designer, it is just an ordinary day of neglecting his duties as a single parent to hit on women and talk about his superpower, his ability to tell a lady's hip size at a glance. But when he is sucked down into a toilet, the Space Peace Republic Alliance Hero Committee gives him real superpowers. And he becomes the hero of Earth. This is only one problem. He has become an ugly, unrecognizable fatty who is unable to reveal his real identity. And that's the show. And he fights like very weird looking enemies. I think one of them is actually a cockroach. I just need to make sure.
Okay.
It's a special anime. Just saying. Okay, I can't check. And he has a daughter that also doesn't recognize him, and then he has to move in the same apartment building and kind of take care of her in secret because she doesn't know it's him and he can't tell her. And it's just yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the topic to Mira and Nikki.
Ooh,
Yes.
it's been a long time since I heard about that one.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Again, I just want to get it out of the way because I keep mentioning it, but the opening.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I love the opening, but also like there is it's another horror for those who haven't watched Mirai Nikki. The English name for it is Future Diary, and their diaries, quote unquote, is on their phones, and it can
Not
predict
all
or
of
tell
them
you
though.
certain things. No, not all of them, but most of them when they're
Yeah.
entering the game thing in the world or whatever. I can't describe it. It's such a long time since I saw it, so the memory of the series is a little bit blurry. But if you like
Everybody
yandere
still
stuff,
try not to die.
yeah, try not to die. It's a game that God agrees to let you do. And yeah, like I said, if you like yandere, if you like blood, yeah, this is good. This is great for you. Just the normal, very normal anime series.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say because again my memory is very blurred, but like there's a lot of candidates in the game that does everything to win. And yeah, you do
Yes.
risk dying and you will ultimately be killed if you don't fucking watch
Yeah.
out and choose a teammate.
So yeah, so basically they don't know what the others look like. They just know
No.
that there are so many people. I don't remember the number of people, but there are people there.
Yeah.
I think
And they
13.
try to kill each other. And you'll see their shapes sometimes. And then you'll meet them. But they basically try to kill off each other, try to figure out who the others are and kill each other off so they can win.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the main
there's some
character, yeah.
childhood trauma included, so trigger warning for that.
Yeah.
And also there is a big plot twist that might fuck with your head later in the series. I just remembered, and I am just like, okay, Jesus Christ.
I don't know
It
what you're
has
talking
yaoi in it.
about there.
Yeah, it does. That's Shunana. Yes, it does absolutely have. I
Yeah.
forgot about him too. Oh
No.
my god, I have to watch it again. Jesus Christ. Yes, it's a good series. Please watch. Cute.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, let's go on to my last one. This one kind of represents my love for shoujo manga and shoujo animes. Like high school, not slice of life, but like romance slash kind of comedic shoujo mangas and animes. And it's called Skitte na ja, som betyr say I love you, which means say I love you. I mean, so yeah, it's basically about that. So switch over to Norwegian a little bit.
Yeah.
That's well, at least I heard it.
Good.
Uh, but I've actually read the manga first, and then I saw that the anime existed, so I watched that one. It's basically about let's see, I'll try to remember. I'm searching it up right now. I can't remember the exact plot. I just remember that I love it so much. So it's basically about this main character, the girl May, who is well, at one time he was wrongfully blamed for killing off or letting the class animal die, the hamster or something. So people thought she was the reason the animal died. So everyone hates her or something, and she has been awkward socially, doesn't have any friends basically since then. And she just tries to avoid people to avoid them hurting her. And then the Yamato, the guy, he's very tall. He has piercings in his ear. His hairstyle is kind of different. I guess he's cool. He's very popular, and he finds her intriguing. I guess he's not in love with her in the beginning, but since she is so awkward, he just finds her interesting and wants to hang out with her and try to be your friend just because he likes her as a person, or he thinks she's funny. And then she also has this stalker after her at some point, and so he helps her with that, so to try to ward that stalker off. Followed her to a gas station, so she had to stand inside there where there were people, and it was dark outside, and she tried to wait there, and the stalker was just standing outside the whole time waiting for her. Yeah, not good. And it very much touches upon the whole high school theme, with people being sexually active or not, and what that may say about you, a little bit about self-harm also. So it kind of touched upon a lot of topics that high schoolers go through, that a lot of people have gone through or have friends go through. And they take it very seriously, but you get very close to all the characters you meet there. And you see her come out of her shell around people. So she's still kind of awkward and still a bit insecure around people, but then she has her new friends and she has him. And he's not perfect either, and I like that they didn't make him perfect. Like, he still has flaws, he makes mistakes, and then he has to make up for them.
Okay. Listen. 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 Have you heard about my savior, Lord and Savior, No Game No Life?
No.
Yes, I've heard about it.
Yes.
I've heard about
No
it.
Game No Life. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Listen.
You did talk about it.
The art. Voila.
The art is amazing.
Yeah.
The art is
Story.
amazing.
Yes, please, more.
It was
I haven't
characters.
watched all of it. I just watched the first episodes, I think.
It was kind of boring.
No. Characters. Oh yeah. The movie had another
boring.
level.
I understand why people like it, but it for me it was more hyped up than it was worth.
No.
Kinda.
The movie is a masterpiece. It's like the top of the cake. And just
the art style, the colors, the powers, everything about that is amazing.
The
actual plot and the pace of it is kind of.
Shut up!
No,
not
for me.
Don't.
I thought it would be for me. I thought I would love it, but I didn't. So sorry.
You don't get to shit talk this one. I love it. I will be buried with all the figurines I have from it. Like,
I know.
Just send me there, please. Just no. If you have anything bad to say about it, or it's just boring or anything, just shut your pie hole. I don't want to hear it. I love it.
Too bad. We have a podcast here. We're supposed to talk about it together.
I know, but
so
you can't
have to listen to my. We have to listen to my opinion, and I have to listen to yours.
I'm just here.
Only my opinion matters on this one. Nobody else's.
Okay.
Just
mutual. I haven't
It's
watched
not
the
that it
whole
was
thing, so I
bad.
can't
It
say
wasn't
anything.
bad at all. But I just compared to other animes that
compared to other anime, it's godlike.
came out at around the same time, I thought it was okay.
Oh my god.
Compared to other animes I actually like very much. So that's on my list and could be on my list, and it's not. It's yeah.
I am so happy that I got to see the movie in actual cinemas, and I was in USA at the time. Because if I were in Norway at the time, I would never have seen it on the cinema actually, and it was
In the
just
theater.
yeah, on the cinema then, in the
On the
theater on the
cinema.
cinema.
You were sitting on top of it.
Roughly translated, my special quality. But yeah, it was just amazing to see the actual movie, because we will never, ever, ever in a million years actually get a season 2, and I hate that. I really want a season 2, and I know
you and
everybody
everyone
wants.
else, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, almost everyone.
Yeah, everybody complains about it, and
almost everyone.
Everyone complains about it. That it's not a second season.
Well, is there a manga? Does it have a manga?
Yeah. It has a manga
read the manga.
novel.
A light novel?
Yeah, thank you.
Read the light novel and the manga,
I
and you'll be fine.
It's not enough. It's never enough. I need more.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, bro. I am passionate about No Game No Life.
I can hear it, and I love that you put that last. It's about.
No,
I should have put my first, because I was passionate about Inuyasha. I should have waited until now.
Yeah.
Oh well.
For the debate. This is a debate.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for you. Let's move on to the last anime we'll talk about. I don't think we have time for anything else.
Yeah. Honestly. No. Anyway, the one I have for last, which I should have talked about first, but whatever, is Noragami. It's an anime about a high school student named Hiyori that was in a bus accident while trying to protect a stranger. This incident causes her soul to frequently slip out of her body, and she becomes aware of the existence of two parallel worlds that kind of like switches between reality and the godlike world, I guess, where she meets Yato, which is the god of what the fuck was it again? It was calamity. And he struggles to have people believe in him and give him a single yen coin to his shrine. He wants to be more popular, and he demands that Hiyori helps her with it. And on the way, they meet a little cute boy named Yukine that becomes Yato's weapon. And hijinks ensue with the fact that they have to compete against other gods, and there's just a lot of weird shit going on. I like weird shit, but not too weird shit. But anyway, demons and stuff, I really love it, and gods, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Noragami, and I should definitely watch it again because I have forgotten so much about it. But apparently, it made such an impression on me that I cosplayed Yato at, what was it again? It was at a convention at some point. NatCon, yes, NatCon. I had to cosplay him because I just love him so much. He is a dumb, very, very dumb god. but I love him. Kind of narcissistic. That's what I like in fiction. Thank you. I should have saved Inuyasha for last so I could
Yeah.
yell a bit more about it because it's so good. I don't care what anyone say about it. It's great. And Koga is my number one husband. He can kick me. He's a wolf. A woo, bark, bark, bark. Yes, I love him. Thank you.
That was that. Because we
Okay,
don't have
so
time for the others.
yeah, we don't have time for the others. Let's
No.
find another.
No.
Well, let's record that. Not next time. Next time we'll talk about something different than anime. Maybe I kind of
Yeah.
want to talk about childhood crushes or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
yeah.
doesn't have to be only anime related, but like any both film,
Yeah.
movies,
Oh, my
series,
attention span is
cartoons,
running out, guys.
actors. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
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 Bye.